The NBA Finals, we finally have our matchup. And with game one being tomorrow, I have to just make my predictions on who I think is going to win the finals because it would not be right if you guys didn't hear what I have to say about who is going to win this series. Now, granted, this is not the finals matchup that anybody saw coming or expected. I definitely didn't see this coming. But as a basketball fan, I am just glad that we have another series where it is different, just like how in 2021 we got something new. And as a basketball fan, I'm just happy because, yeah, I want to see something new. I want to see new teams go at each other and have a chance of winning a title besides your typical teams like the Lakers or the Warriors. And I think this is a really good storyline for both respective teams because I feel like a title will definitely fulfill the Heat and the Nuggets respectfully as to how much they have gone through over the years in the NBA. The Denver Nuggets over the past couple of seasons have gone through a lot. Since 2020, they were a team that no one expected to overcome a 3-1 deficit not once but twice, especially against the LA Clippers. They were able to overcome two 3-1 deficits, which is something I have never seen. Then we all know what happened in 2020. They would end up being beaten in 5 games to the Los Angeles Lakers, and then the Lakers would end up winning the championship in the bubble. And then that's when everything kind of went downhill because then Jamal Murray would suffer a season-ending injury that would prolong into the 2022 season as well, with him tearing his ACL, and Jokic was out there by himself riding solo. Then we arrive at this season. We all knew that Jokic was an amazing player, and he definitely deserved those MVPs in my opinion because statistically and eye test, he was one of the best players in the league, and he deserved those MVPs. And then Jamal Murray would end up going back into the lineup, and we saw that the Nuggets were definitely a team that were going to be a problem in the Western Conference. The Nuggets, while not getting a lot of attention in the media, they were really good, and they ended up becoming the first seed in the Western Conference. And then in the playoffs, they were able to make it past the first round against the Timberwolves, which no one really thought was not going to happen because the Timberwolves were not really that good throughout the entire season as they were going through their problems. Then in the second round, which is when things really got interesting because it was against the Phoenix Suns that just acquired Kevin Durant, and people, including myself, and I'm not going to lie, thought that Kevin Durant and the Suns were going to beat the Nuggets. But then Jokic and Murray and the rest of the Nuggets would end up dismantling the Suns, and while they almost came back from a 2-0 deficit, they just blew them out in Game 6. The Nuggets and their depth is the reason why they were able to beat the Suns, and then we arrived to the conference finals where a lot of people were not giving the Nuggets enough respect, and the Lakers ended up getting swept, which is something I was not expecting. I thought the Lakers were going to win at least one game, and Jokic and Jamal Murray were just having their way with the Lakers, and they just could not be stopped, and they honestly earned my respect. As like I said in the last video, the Nuggets as a whole became one of my favorite teams to watch in these playoffs. And I really do think that the Nuggets have a chance at winning a title. And if they do, it is going to do wonders for their franchise and for Jokic as a player because Jokic now has 2 MVPs. He's a multi-time All-Star. And if he gets a title, it's going to boost him into the conversation as one of the best centers to ever play the game. And he's probably going to be amongst the top 75 players, in my opinion, because he already has the resume, and I think a title is going to do him a lot. And for Jamal Murray as well, who came back from a gruesome ACL injury, and he was able to play at a high level, and him winning a title is going to boost him into the top 5 point guards, in my opinion, because he really is playing like a top 5 point guard. And here we arrive with the Miami Heat, a team that I was not expecting to make a deep finals run, especially because of how they were struggling throughout the entire season. And they just were not playing that well. I mean, Jimmy Butler was not playing at a high level, and you had Bam Adebayo, who was somewhat struggling sometimes, and then they were able to make the play-in tournament, but then they lost to the Atlanta Hawks, and that just had everyone questioning if the Heat were even going to make the playoffs. But Jimmy Butler dominated against the Chicago Bulls, and he was able to lead them to getting the 8th seed, and then they were matched up against the Milwaukee Bucks. And I'm not gonna lie, I really did not expect the Heat to beat them. I thought the Bucks were going to easily beat them in 5 games, but Jimmy Butler just had an amazing series, especially in games 4 and 5 to close out, and he just was unstoppable. And he let everybody know that while he was not doing well in the regular season, playoff Jimmy is alive and it's real. And it convinced me. Then they were matched up against the Knicks and they easily beat them in 5 games. I mean, RJ Barrett and Jalen Brunson, they had a good series, but Julius Randle just proved once again that he is not a good second option or even first option. And the Heat just easily dismantled them. Then in the conference finals, I thought I had the Celtics as my pick of making it to the finals. But the Miami Heat, especially Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, they were just manhandling the Celtics. And they went up 3-0, and then I thought they were going to close out in 4 or 5. But then the Celtics almost came back from a 3-0 deficit. Keyword almost, because the Heat blew them out in Game 7. And now we are at the NBA Finals. And I personally think that the Heat do have a chance at winning against the Nuggets. Even though many people think that the Nuggets are going to win, I think the Heat have a good chance as well. And I think with this title, it'll definitely boost Jimmy Butler's legacy a lot as somebody who had the label of being a team cancer and not a good team leader. But since he's arrived in Miami, Jimmy Butler has done nothing but prove everyone wrong on how he can lead a team to the finals with him as their best player and how great of a leader he can be. In the Miami, he shut a lot of people up on how their 2020 run was a fluke, because ever since 2020, they have been to either the conference finals or the NBA finals. And even in 2021, where they did not do good, they bounced back the year after and almost made it to the finals again. Now, I really do think that a championship will do wonders for the Miami Heat, especially for Jimmy Butler's legacy. If I had to pick a team that is going to win the NBA finals, I'm not gonna lie, I really do think the Nuggets have a really good chance, but I am a sucker for an underdog story, and I honestly have the Miami Heat in 7. Now, if the Nuggets win, I have no problem with that at all, but I'm just rooting for the underdog, and I honestly think the Heat is going to win in 7 games. But with that being said, I think this is going to be a great finals matchup, and I am very excited for Game 1 tomorrow and for the rest of the series to unfold. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you are new to the channel, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and comment down below who you think is going to win the NBA Finals. And if you guys want to watch more videos like this one, click on this video or this video above. Until then, I will see you guys next time. NBA Nerd out.